Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Rob Nagato-Needleman. I'm a molecular biologist and biochemist trained at Brown University and the University of California, San Francisco. I also run the veterinary program at the nonprofit Oregon Tiger Sanctuary. I'm so excited to be with you today. We have a breakthrough in nutritional science that can directly affect you now. This supplement called ageLOC Meta affects our metabolic health. And I'm going to give you a very short talk on the science of why this is so good for our bodies. So what is our metabolism? In a short sense, our metabolism is converting food into energy. So we eat food, we eat beverages, we drink things, and our body uses oxygen to create energy. But metabolic health is so much more than just converting food to energy. It's our body's biochemistry in a metabolic network that impacts key indicators, things like blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, blood pressure, cholesterol and triglycerides, fats. What is metabolic health? Well, here's a cute report card from our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Joseph Chang. He's a good friend of mine as well. But if you were to look at your metabolic health report card, you'd be looking at things like blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, insulin sensitivity, triglycerides, waist circumference. So you can see how truly important these things are to your overall health. Well, they recently did a review of Americans, and only 1 in 8 people in the US is considered metabolically healthy. Very poor metabolic health exists in this country. Look at this in a pie graph. 12% of Americans are considered to have optimal metabolic health. That means 88% has less than optimal metabolic health. People think, oh, I'm skinny, so I'm metabolically healthy. Nope, that's actually not true. 2/3 of normal weight participants in a recent study did not have optimal metabolic health. And if you look at young people, you say, well, I'm young, I have good metabolic health. Actually, no, those 20 to 39 years old, 77% did not have optimal metabolic health. So these numbers should alarm you and also kind of perk you up to want to hear what's going on here. 90% of consumers agree our modern lifestyles are taking a toll on our bodies. The problem is so many things going on in how we live are disrupting our metabolic health. So things like streaming our favorite shows, but what that leads to is little physical activity. The lack of physical activity in our society is dramatically affecting our metabolic health. Staying up late, getting up early, leading to poor sleep quality. Sleep is one of the most important things for longevity and health. Working long hours, being under stress from work, finances, relationships, health stress, all those stresses take a toll on our body's metabolism. And then poor diets. You know, the amount of processed foods and sugars and white foods and high fat foods, these things are really taking a toll on the health of our bodies. So metabolic health is really a spectrum, okay? So when we look at blood pressure, blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, cholesterol, triglycerides can be affected in both directions. So poor lifestyle choices, being sedentary, sleep deprivation, high stress, smoking, low intakes of colors in our diet, fruits and vegetables, those are all poor choices that decrease our metabolic health. To increase your metabolic health, you want to regularly exercise. Healthy diet, lots of colors, whole grains, things like that. Adequate sleep, lots of fruits and vegetables, low stress or stress reduction techniques that you use, breathing, meditation, yoga, different things people do. I do Aikido, a Japanese martial art. None of us are perfect, but we can make lifestyle choices that help shift us towards being metabolically healthy. Now, here's the issue. You know, the fact you just saw the numbers, 12% of Americans are the only percent that is metabolically healthy. So these may be things we can do, but they're not being done. So I tend to look at great minds of men and women throughout history to glean ideas to how to go forward in a healthier way or a more youthful way. And one of them is Albert Einstein, insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So we have to make changes if we want to get more metabolic healthy. And then we can look to Hippocrates, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. And that's where these anthocyanins come in. This is what I'm so excited about to talk to you about today. These are deep purples, blues, and reds in these very colorful fruits and vegetables. And the pigment comes from the anthocyanin. It's an antioxidant, but it's so much more as well. And so we tend to eat some more of these reds, but we don't tend to get as much as needed, anywhere near as needed, of these deep purples and deep blues and deeper reds in our diet. And here's a graph that shows this. So this is several countries around the world. US is here, Australia, China, France, Spain. This is the average intake of anthocyanins in milligrams per day. So we're talking 10, 15, 20, something like that, 25, 30 maybe milligrams. The amount of an effective dose of anthocyanin intake is about 215 milligrams. So you could see it's just not happening in any of these countries. So Nu Skin has researched over 7 years on this amazing supplement. And one of the first things they had to find was, what are the best anthocyanins? There's actually over 600 anthocyanins that have been discovered, something like 640. Well, Nu Skin found that the ones ranked the best were rich in cyanidin and delphinidin. And that turns out to be blackcurrant, bilberry, and black rice. So these become the main ingredients which the active anthocyanins are taken from. This slide is going to be amazing, okay? And this alone should really open your eyes to the power of anthocyanins, okay? So if we look at different tissues in the body, anthocyanins in the fat tissue increase fatty acid oxidation, so burning of fat. Insulin sensitivity, so in a healthy metabolic state, fat tissue, muscle tissue are very sensitive to insulin. And if you've heard about in obesity and diabetes and things, we can become insulin resistant. So increase in insulin sensitivity is very, very healthy. In muscle tissue, increases glucose or sugar uptake, carb metabolism. So muscles can get and use the energy that they need to do their function. The pancreas is where insulin is made in these beta cells, and we see an increase in metabolic function in the pancreas with the effects of anthocyanins, as well as blood lipids, so fats, triglycerides, cholesterol. Those levels drop in the pancreas in the presence of anthocyanins. And then the liver, our liver is an amazing organ, does over 500 critical reactions, biochemical reactions all the time. In the liver, anthocyanins decrease the accumulation of fat, so reduction of fatty liver and drop in oxidative stress. So the antioxidant effects and the quenching of free radicals happens in the liver in the presence of anthocyanins. So they help shift the body towards a healthier metabolic state. And as many of you know, our health really begins in our gut. And Nu Skin recently released a new biome supplement that's off the charts, a little powder you do it every morning. And then the anthocyanins have a very big effect. It's a superfood for the GI barrier function, which means, first of all, it helps shift the healthy microbiome. So it supports healthy probiotic growth in the gut. Okay, and that ratio of good bacteria to bad bacteria goes up in the presence of anthocyanins, which is very powerful in many ways. And we can see there's a lot of metabolic benefits from that as well. Also helps promote tight junctions in the GI tract. So this thin layer of epithelial cells in our gut has these tight junction proteins that hold them together. And that decreases the amount of toxins that are released into the bloodstream upon digestion. Whereas if you've heard of leaky gut and things like that, where there's too much toxicity in the blood because of the gut is leaking. So anthocyanins help reduce endotoxins in the blood, help support a healthy inflammatory balance, and then help support metabolic health. This is really an amazing set of research. And then Nu Skin recently published this. I want to just see this just because this is in one use. Randomized placebo-controlled study affecting anthocyanins on effects of anthocyanins on inflammatory and metabolic response to a high-fat meal. And these are in healthy subjects. So they gave them this meal, 70.5 grams, so very high fat, high carbs, high sugar, 33 grams of protein meal. They got either a placebo or the anthocyanins. Then they actually reversed it and did it with the same people. So that's a really neat study. 5 hours later, they then looked at endotoxins in the bloodstream had dropped, glucose regulation had increased, so glucose curve, area under the curve had dropped. Glucose didn't go as high and stay as high as it does in a unhealthy situation or in the state of obesity. Inflammation dropped, and triglycerides, blood fats dropped. All of that in one use 5 hours later. And we want to continue to take these for ongoing increased benefits and long-term benefits. but that is mind-blowing just in one use. Anthocyanins and exercise together actually have even more comprehensive benefits. So you still want to exercise. You want to eat a good, healthy, whole foods diet, less fat, these kind of things, higher protein, a lot of colors, but they work together with anthocyanins. So it's not a replacement, but it's even better when they work together. So here's the benefits and results of ageLOC Meta. Helps support metabolic health, helps support core metabolism for improved well-being, helps support vital organ health, including the liver and the heart, helps support a healthy inflammatory balance, immune activity for healthy cellular function, so it affects the immune system as well, helps promote a healthy microbiome in our gut, good bacteria for better gut health, and it helps improve the antioxidant defense system, reducing oxidative stress in the body, and helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels. So ageLOC Meta is a winner, and we're going to be able to get it on a preview very soon. I strongly encourage you to jump on this. So in summary, ageLOC Meta, clinically proven results, 75 PhD level scientists at Nu Skin. Nu Skin has a massive scientific research team, 7 years of proprietary research, discovering the concept, unlocking the science, then identifying these key anthocyanins for metabolic health, because not all anthocyanins do what I just showed you. You have to have the right anthocyanins in the right amount. And the Nu Skin success process is also a quality control like a pharmaceutical company. So every capsule has exactly the same active ingredients, is free of contaminants, free of toxins. Nu Skin began conducting preclinical, then clinical studies. They do in-house studies, they do third-party studies, they search the massive amount of research that has been shown all these benefits. I encourage you to go look up anthocyanins. There's all kinds of medical benefits as well, and this efficiency and safety. Ultimately, this creates the best supplement option for metabolic health. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. I'm so happy to be with you, and I can't wait to hear your success stories on ageLOC Meta. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.